guys, it's Andrea from the blog Pine and Prospect Home, and today I want to do something a little bit different. I have been actively sharing on my YouTube channel for about a month, and I just want to say that this has been so much fun for me. I have really enjoyed it. I feel like I have had the sweetest, most kind comments on my videos, and I just want to thank you guys, the viewers, for watching and for engaging and just for showing so much love to me as I learn about this whole new process of sharing and creating video. I don't know about you guys, but when I follow certain individuals on Instagram or on YouTube, I love learning a little bit about their real life, not just, you know, their homes and how they decorate, but just a little bit about them. And so I went on Instagram this past week and I put up a little questionnaire thing in my stories and asked you guys to give me just some questions, some things that you want to know about me. So it feels a little bit pretentious doing this, but I feel like I get a lot of the same questions over and over again. And I don't know, I just thought this would be fun. So I'm going to answer a few of those for you today. I have them up on my phone here. Alright, so one of the questions that I got a lot actually, quite a few of you asked, how did you and your husband meet? So my husband and I are actually high school sweethearts, and I was in 9th grade, he was in 10th grade. We went to a really small school, so I already knew of him, I knew about him. He played for my dad. My dad was the varsity soccer coach, and he was on my dad's soccer team. So I knew who he was, but I didn't know him very well. And we were both in band. I played the clarinet. He played the drums, of course. We went on a band trip to Disney World. We had an awesome band director, and we took a Greyhound bus down. It was like a 24-hour drive from where we were way up in Michigan. And my best friend wanted to sit next to his buddy because she had a thing for him. And so I had to sit next to Mike, and I was so upset with my friend. I didn't even know him. I was like, you're seriously gonna make me sit next to him? I don't even know this guy. And so I sat with him, and 24 hours later I had developed a crush on Mike for sure. And the funny thing about it is, like, I kind of thought he was sort of a punk. I mean, he was kind of, but I think just Disney World and the Disney movies sort of made me see the kid in him, and I think that's what really got me. Anyways, long story short, my parents were not on board. My father is the pastor of our church here. We still live in our hometown actually. And my dad told me, he said, you are not allowed to see him or be with him. The only way he is allowed to see you is if he comes to church. That's when he can see you and talk to you. And so I thought that would be the end of it. After our trip, I told him, you know, you can't see me unless you come to church. And the next Sunday, there he was in the back pew. That is how I met my husband, if you care to know. But I got that question like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times, so. Let's find another one here. Do you want any more babies? Yes, we have 3 boys, and I would love to try one more time for a little girl. Alright, so I would like to know more gluten-free recipes. Me and my girls are also celiac. So this is something I'm sort of torn on. I feel like my videos that I share recipes, or whenever I talk about food on my blog, it doesn't seem to do as well. When I share it in my stories on Instagram, I feel like a lot of people are interested, and I notice that a lot of people watch whenever I'm sharing stories. But yeah, you guys will have to let me know if you want to see more recipes. I do have celiac. I found out last year, actually, after my son Caleb was born. I was having some stomach issues. So I went in and I was tested, and I found out that I had it. I had to cut gluten from my diet, but what it did was it kind of spiraled into this whole health journey for me, and I started researching food, and I wanted to know more about ingredients. I went on Whole30 and did that for a month and felt amazing. And so I have sort of another passion about that area. I'm still learning and I'm not an expert, but we have really gone from a lot of highly processed foods to a more natural whole diet in our family. And so I love sharing and talking about food and gut health. But yeah, you guys will have to let me know. It's kind of a generic question, share more gluten-free recipes, but yeah, if that's something that you guys are interested in, you'll have to let me know in the comments. So let's see here. Let me see if I can find another one. Are there any websites that help you with ideas for decorating your house? Absolutely. Blogs for sure. I have a handful of bloggers that I go to constantly for inspiration. It's funny how you find these bloggers or these influencers that you love their style, and you sort of go to their pages and their blogs for inspiration. And I feel like I'm gonna get emotional right now. But it blows my mind that God could ever use me to inspire someone else. So anyways, so yeah, there are so many different styles that I really appreciate. I don't even know for sure really what my style is. I've been asked that before. What would you call your style? I want to say it's like English cottage, but it's not. Sometimes you look up English cottage style and there's like a lot of floral wallpapers and frills and a lot of fabrics, and I feel like I'm almost a primitive version or simple version, but I do have modern and clean lines in my furniture choices, so I don't know. And I think it's important to remember that you don't have to fit your style into a specific bubble. You can be eclectic. You can choose different things from different styles. But as far as websites, some of the blogs that I love Bree over at Rooms for Rent. Her blog, of course, is so beautiful. Oh, you guys, there are so many. Marion over at Miss Mustard Seed. Different style than Bree, but I just love all the antiques she uses, and just the vintage finds that she displays so beautifully within her home. Oh goodness, Lisa over at Farmhouse on Boone, she's a huge inspiration to me. She has that traditional Victorian farmhouse style, and I love seeing what she incorporates into her home. I could go on and on and on. There are so many websites that I go to for inspiration. Of course, I love the Magnolia Journal. I get that, and I have the book called Homebody by Joanna Gaines, and that is another book that is filled with different styles, and I have gone through that book so many times, and when I see a space that inspires me, I really love to study it. Okay, what is it about this space? Is it the colors? Is it the wood tones? Is it, the pieces that she's using in her decor? Just study it and look at it and think, okay, you don't necessarily need to copy it, but how can I use this as an inspiration for my own space? How can I pull in similar colors and textures? So I don't know if that answers that question for you. I hope it does. Okay, let's answer a few more here. Could you do a YouTube video on the story behind buying your house? Yeah, I guess I could. It's a really cool story. I have it all on my blog, actually. I'll put the link for you guys, but if you're really just wanting to be inspired or encouraged, or if you're in the process of waiting to purchase your own home and you're feeling a little bit, impatient, this is a great story. Well, I guess I won't tell you the whole thing right now because it's kind of lengthy, but basically I used to clean for the lady that lived in this home. Her chair was right here where I'm sitting. She would sit right in this corner and watch TV. Her TV was over there. She would tell me stories, and as a senior in high school, I can remember looking around at this home and thinking about, wow, this home has a lot of potential. She was a painter, which is so amazing to me because it makes me feel like this home has always It's always been sort of a home for creative souls, I guess. She had such beautiful paintings. The sunroom was filled with her paintings, and it's just neat that I too have just this creative drive, and I'm always wanting to create. And I've just recently been dabbling with painting too, which is so interesting. But anyways, yeah, it's a cool story. You'll have to go read about it. I don't know if I'll do a whole YouTube video on it, but it's there on the blog if you're interested. What is your favorite thing about life right now? Wow, what an interesting question. Oh my goodness. You know, in this stage of my life, sometimes it can feel a little bit crazy. You know, your kids are little, and when your kids are little, I feel like it pulls a lot of physical energy out of you. And I've talked about this with my mom before, who is so wise. She is my best friend. I talk to her all the time about so many things, and she has told me that when they're little, they drain that physical energy from you, you know, the sleepless nights. Just picking up babies and holding them and, you know, getting them into their car seats, and, you know, you do so much for them when they're so little like this, and getting them dressed and changing diapers. But then as they grow older, it's a lot of mental and emotional strain on you, you know, because you're thinking about them and you're worried about them, and then, you know, there's the attitudes that may or may not develop. But anyways, in this stage right now, sometimes even putting a video together like this can be a little bit stressful. You know, my husband has the kids outside, he's playing with them, it's a beautiful Michigan day. And you know, the house around me right now, there are toys everywhere, baby wipes, you know, Paw Patrol characters, and I'm just trying to set aside, you know, 30 minutes where I can squeeze in a YouTube video, because I love it and I love chatting with you guys, and I love, you know, creating and sharing my home on my blog. It's truly fun for me, but it's a tricky balance too. It really is, because I want to give my full self to my husband and to my children, but then I want to give my full self to my blog and being creative and you know, just feeding that just craving of mine to create and to inspire. I just feel very, very grateful that I have this platform, and I'm just so humbled that God could ever use someone like me to inspire or to encourage or to give someone an idea to do something in their home. It blows my mind, and I don't think that I'm anyone special. I don't think I'm very talented. I know that there are people out there that are so much more talented than I am. I'm not saying that. But I guess I just feel like it's exciting. It's exciting to wake up and think, all right, Lord, how are you going to use me today? Who am I going to reach today? How can I use the platforms today that you've given me to reach other women? So anyways, that was kind of a long-winded answer. I guess I talked too much. There's a lot more questions here. Questions about my nightstands. Are they natural wood? They are natural wood. I just I sanded them down and bleached them. I think I want to do a video about those because I get a lot of questions about those. Do you think your current house will be your forever home? I hope it is. We have a basement that we want to finish. A full basement. It goes the length of our house. And there's so much potential down there, and I think it would be awesome to completely finish it out and have a whole other space for our boys as they grow older. So I hope it is, but you know, obviously we'll see what God has for us. What thrift store is your favorite to shop at? Ah, that's tricky. I really love the larger chains like Goodwill, for example, because they have the half off color, which is awesome. It's awesome when there's special deals like that. And you know, a lot of the smaller, like we have a thrift store in our town and they do that too. They'll have a color that's half off, or they'll have sales on specific items. So I don't know, I guess just any thrift store, really. A lot of people I talk to say they don't find anything or they never have any luck, and believe me, I go so many times and I don't find anything. But I think I'm at the point now in my style and knowing my style enough to where I don't just buy. I used to kind of buy a lot of junk, you know, just because I thought, oh, I could paint that, or oh, I could make that into something. But I think I've become a lot more picky now with what I purchase and deciding, okay, do I have a place for this? Do I love this? Is this like, oh, I cannot leave without this type of thing? So, anyways, I hope that helps. All right, well, I think I'm gonna stop there for this video. If you have more questions, I would love to do this again. I think it would be fun to do a Q&A maybe once a month or so, if you're interested. Or maybe you can just tell me in the comments below what kind of videos you're interested in seeing. I do a lot of tours. Of course, whenever we tackle DIY projects, I'm gonna try to put it on my channel. But if you have any ideas or if there's something specific that you would like to see more of, please let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you are new to my channel, please be sure and hit that subscribe button. I hope you guys are staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.